from WBBZ-TV Sports. It's time to beat the champ. Now, here are your hosts, Paul Peck and Sue Novoitsky.
Welcome to our fourth and final week here in Fredonia at Lucky Lanes. I'm here with PBA champion Jack Jurek and champion scorekeeper Janelle. And here the silliness ensues. We've had a little chance to see our bowlers warm up, but I'm going to have a fun day for you today. So our first match is going to, we'll talk about our first match, Jack.
I don't know if words can really describe what's going to be going on here. It'll be interesting. I'm most interested in knowing what kind of banter goes back and forth amongst the players. Because this is definitely there's going to be some bragging rights involved here. But lanes will be tough, scores will be interesting. It should be a fun match.
So we're going to do this Baker format. Okay. So you can explain a little bit about that. Our one bowler is going to, it's a doubles, so one bowler is going to bowl on the left lane and one bowler is going to bowl on the right lane. So what happens there is we've seen a lot of variation in the lanes today, so you can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, the scores, like Jack said, are really going to be up in the air. It's really anyone's game, and it's all about who can make those adjustments and get more pins than the other guy.
Right, and who's going to favor which lane. So there's some strategy involved in this too. So we have Mike Sarcone and Matt Zazowski, the Magic C's, versus George Sabluski and Tony Dolan, who's going to be only our second lefty on the show. So all of this aside, let's get rolling. A lot of handshaking going on there.
It's like, whose hand goes where? Going up or down?
Matty Zazowski, Mike Sarcone on the starting team. George Sabluski, Tony Dolan are the opposing team, so they qualified. I'm here with Paul Nosek, and we're going to talk a little bit about how this qualifier came to be. What made you put this together?
Todd Langworthy, who's to my right over here, I think could help us out a little more with that. It's all his idea, and which was a great idea. So you might want to pose that to Todd.
So this was your idea, the doubles match?
Yeah, if you like the idea, it was my idea. If you don't, then it was Paul's.
Like
but yeah, but it's just something different. Give the bowlers a chance to do something they don't always get a chance to do. And I think you'll see today it's going to be pretty exciting because there's a lot of strategy involved too with who bowls on what lane and who bowls the odd and even frame. So there's a lot of strategy, so it makes it very interesting, and I think it'll be a really good show.
It should be great. We do have quite a cast of characters here, so should keep us all entertained for
sure.
For the next hour.
I know Janelle's got her hands full, remembering who everybody is and what lane they're on. Nice
Very
shot there.
Start. It's been a challenging lane in the earlier matches, but looks like George, a little shinier ball, going a little straighter. Still playing in, but just not trying to open it up quite as much.
Well, these two coming on, like we've had bowlers in this particular event that have kind of seen the transition of the lanes because they've bowled in the actual Beat the Champ. So there's no misconception here for Tony and George because this is the only condition they know.
This is true, but you know, when Chuck comes on board, Chuck hasn't bowled since week one,
right,
so
since week one.
It'll be a big change for what he had. So he's got nothing he did in his show is really going to probably be helpful at this moment. No.
Well, he wanted them broken down, and he's going to get his wish.
As long as we keep Chucky happy.
Nice shot.
So back when you were doing some bowling, Todd, did you ever get to bowl any of the doubles events, regional or national?
Yeah, I used to bowl doubles with Chris Hooper a lot. We bowled some of the PBA doubles together, and but never really got to do anything quite like this with the Baker. It was always just straight doubles and just, you know, your score combined. But the Baker would have been fun to do, though.
These are always a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed bowling doubles. be stressful at times too, because you got, it's one thing when you're bowling for yourself,
Yeah,
but then
let
you got a
yourself
partner.
down.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's easier. You can beat yourself up. But,
Especially if your partner is also a good friend too. In my case with Chris Hooper, he was
Yeah.
the best man at my wedding. So I mean, we never wanted to let each other down. So
Yeah.
it always a little extra.
2-4-5. Another one of my spares that I'd rather not shoot in the day.
It's a tough spare, especially when the lanes are broken down like this.
And you going with the plastic ball?
Oh,
It's fair.
can't do it. Would you shoot that with plastic or?
I generally use my spare ball, but I tend to go just a little bit. I still use the middle part of the lane, but I do slightly cross the alley from right to left. A lot of guys like to shoot it down the left side. Just was never something I was good at.
Good shot there.
Looks like you got a little room there.
Yeah, he's got a nice look on 8. So when they practiced, they had to make a decision because whoever was going to pick a lane, they were going to be on that lane for the entire game. So that was definitely part of the strategy, is who they thought was going to line up best. And that
It's
ball
kinda tough.
return is an issue, right?
Yeah, for some of the right-handers, the shots kind of migrated left. So the ball return has gotten in the way of some of the guys. So George doesn't look to be quite as deep. A little firmer speed.
Was that a
So-
tickler right there?
That was.
Yeah, that was a little
Glad you
tickle.
remember. You always know when Mike leaves one, because it's like getting shot. He staggers back a couple steps.
He'd have been good in an Old West movie.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh. Had that all week here.
This feels like a good time to take a short break. We'll be right back with more action on Beat the Champ.
Instant replay on Beat the Champ is brought to you by Transit Lanes and Keglers. Join us for bowling, food, and drinks.
Welcome back to Beat the Champ. Let's get back to the action here on WBBZ-TV.
Little high high on the head pin there. Last one was a tickle, and this one was
So that's how it's going to
a
go.
full-out scratch.
Yeah. It's like an elephant. They just never forget.
One thing about the doubles format, though, is for us older guys, you have to throw less balls. So I know Fran Bax was talking to me about that earlier, how he enjoyed that part of it as well. Don't have to bowl as much.
That I can understand coming from Fran.
But he gets to be present, and that's the important part.
That's a chance for Mike and Maddie to get back in the match here. Try to cut it to 21 pins.
There you go.
A
So
little love bump on the 10.
So in this case, they bowled full games when they qualified. Is that right?
Great, yeah, just regular 3 games. Yep, and they put their scores together, and then for the show, then we cut it down to the Baker. So it's for the time constraint, but it
Yeah.
works out well.
Right.
Baker fits in really good, and it's actually a cool format, and there is some extra strategy involved.
Good shot.
And is just having a little trouble getting his ball to face up to the pocket at the right spot.
That's a common characteristic down in this end of the house, especially, as they start to break down, trying to get the right angle to carry and get the ball to go through the pins the right way. It is tough down here.
Yeah, we had a good chat a couple of weeks ago with Paul about this bowling center being kind of unique, being 3
It
sections.
is. Yeah, it's three
And how each
centers,
section
yeah.
plays a little bit different.
Yep, anyone that knows me knows which section I like, and it's on the other end of the building. Yeah, I always like the high end, always. Some people say that's because the bumpers are down there, but I don't use those. So. Good shot.
George is perfect on the right lane.
Yep.
Not sure what their strategy was in deciding who's got what, but obviously George is liking that lane. Tony's going to have to finish the match on this lane.
Well, Tony and George are actually the underdogs in this. They were actually the 4th seed. Maddie and Mike were the 1st seed, shooting 14.74 together. That's a pretty big number.
That is a big number.
That's very much how it is on this end, is when you get in the right spot. I mean, you can shoot a big score, and that's what Mike and Matt did. Is they found something and they just jumped right on it.
22 pins here. This is a big chance for Mike and Maddie to cut the lead and give themselves a chance.
Yep, probably their last chance here, getting towards the end of the match. 7th frame.
That was a little left. Yeah, that was definitely not one of Mike's best shots. Not sure what happened on that one, but that was definitely left off his hand immediately.
Yeah, I'm guessing he wants that one back.
Without a doubt.
That's the other hard part in doubles too, is you're only throwing just a few shots, where it's hard because you have to get up there and make a good shot, and you've only maybe thrown a couple balls, so it is harder for sure.
There's a little more time in between your shots. It's hard to really get into a good rhythm. That was a really solid shot. They're going to need a little help from the opposing team now.
They are.
Max score 205. So yeah, we're gonna need a little help.
Yeah, they're gonna need a lot of help now. Fill a couple frames and George and Tony will move on to the championship game.
George hasn't missed on this lane, has he?
He's been perfect,
Yeah.
4 for 4.
Good.
And we gave him the Bogart. But I think his objective was just keep in the pocket. Last thing you want to do is get a short count on a split.
Great
Fill it up,
spare.
and that's 9 on the first ball is going to be a winner.
Oh, we've got Tony's niece over there and Tony's parents. Cheering on Uncle Tony.
She's cutie.
Cutie.
That looked good off his hand. And Uncle Tony wraps it up.
Cheering for Uncle Tony. Well, she's going to get to watch Uncle Tony and George for another match. They will go into the final match and take on the winners of our next match. I'm here with Maddie and Mike. I know that was a little rough. Was there a strategy to picking who went first and what lanes you went on?
He said the left lane was hooking more during his matches, so I said I'll take it. And actually, they were a little tighter for me in the back end, and left those ring 10s, and I couldn't get around it. So
I know it was all fun, but then when it comes down to it, nobody nobody wanted to give it up, and you know, it's just a tough match. But you guys gave it your all. It wasn't for the lack of hit in the pocket. You look like you're trying to think this match over again.
Yeah, we had a couple 10s too, so it's, you know, and then missing one doesn't help things. But they bowled great. 220 is a good score in this.
All right, well, got something for you here.
A little money for you, gentlemen. Thank you both for bowling. Appreciate having you down.
All right, well, thanks, you guys. It's so nice to see you guys out here together again, and we'll definitely want you to come out and do this again. So we'll be back for our next match right after this. All right, it's like Team Fancy Pants is going to start. We got to see which one goes up first. All right, we've got
Looks like Justin
Zimmerman. Justin's a left-hander, so he'll be starting off their team. They qualified second in this competition with a 1365 combination, and Fran and Chuck qualified third. So the winner of this will face George and Tony in the final match. Nice start there by Justin.
Yeah, watching him warm up, looked like Justin had a pretty good reaction to the pocket.
Is it coincidental that both left-handers chose lane 7?
Not really sure, but interesting little tidbit there.
And now we get our first look at Fran Batts, who's usually the scorekeeper. He's been our occasional fill-in for Janelle.
Yep. And pins on lane 8 weren't even spotting. Chuck is up and running.
Nice shot there.
Chuck looked like he was hitting the pocket pretty good in warm-ups, but sure wasn't striking a whole lot. And we know how he gets if he's not striking.
Well, that's why we call them Team Anything Goes, because anything goes.
Well, saying warm-ups, so everybody looked like they had pretty good ball reaction.
Well, the one thing, when Chuck bowled his match, he bowled on fresh, and he said that he was not a very big fan of fresh. So this
is not fresh.
Yeah.
This is not fresh. This is
exactly. Both ends of the extremity here.
Exactly. Wow.
Ball got down there in a hurry.
Wow, those pins disappeared.
This one does have the makings to have a little higher scoring match here.
Yeah, and Rob just finished at him not long ago from the other show, so it's kind of interesting to see how he'll play him compared to when he came off him from the other show.
Looks to be pretty much in the same part of the lane, just looks like he's amped up his speed just a little bit. Oh.
Great job.
Off his first shot, that ball looked like it was just a little further left off his hand. Broke a little later. A little ring 7.
I know, so subtle though. I mean, that
doesn't take much.
That was a really nice shot. So those pants are the rage now, huh?
There are a few guys out there that don't mind making a statement with their apparel. It's almost like every match. Yeah. Somebody's flagging a single one. And it's almost pretty much cost everybody almost every time. Franny's been around the game a long time. He knows this is time to jump right in, throw a good shot, try and take advantage of the opponent's mistakes. Didn't look to be the cleanest off Franny's hand. Looked like it just didn't come off. Not quite with the same rotation he had in his first shot.
You could tell by his reaction he was like comfortable with what he left. He's like, okay, I'll take that. I know I didn't make my best shot.
Okay, good spare.
Wasn't sure in practice. He had a few different balls out, and I don't really think he seemed like he decided on one versus the other. It seemed like he just kind of went with what he felt at the moment. But he had a few out in practice.
Definitely was trying a few different things. Chucky with a ball change. Ball change, same result.
We should just mic them up, then we wouldn't have to talk.
We pretty much said the same thing. Doesn't matter what ball I throw.
Good spare though, very solid.
He hasn't tried the boxing glove yet. Not on his first ball.
What's that?
He hasn't tried the boxing glove on his first ball yet. Yeah.
Chuck will never be fined for slow play either.
No. You can't even blink. Rob's adjustment definitely has been speed.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, yeah. From that other match, yeah, he's definitely picked it up.
And he had done that at the end of his own match there, and he had just made that one bad shot on lane 7, got away from him, pulled a little bit, but he did try to like
increase
amp
speed.
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chance to get back in the lead.
Wow.
Great shot.
Got that one a little right and just kind of held the line. 10-pin advantage.
He's got a nice solid game.
Yes. It's got a little separation at the bottom from the ball, not quite as tight to the ankle as you kind of like to see most people, but he does seem to repeat pretty well. Franny came off of that one a little bit.
And he'll take it.
Yeah.
Is this another ball?
Yes.
Yep.
Ball number 3.
Okay, ball 3.
Same exact result.
If we didn't see a different ball going out in the lane, every shot has been the same.
That would be difficult to do if we were trying.
Yeah, exactly. I bet he couldn't even.
This looks like a good time to take a break. We'll be back with more Beat the Champ right after this. Welcome back to Beat the Champ.
That looked good. That was really good. That was probably his best shot of the match. I mean, they've all been pretty close, but that one just looked right off his hand to be pure. It's pretty much going to be a must-strike situation here for these guys.
Absolutely. That strike put him up 30 right there.
Yeah. Clankety clank.
Looks slowing in.
Yeah, definitely. Hand got around that one quick. Almost always going to go left to target.
And lane 8's a tough lane too, and if you make a mistake like that on that lane, you're going to pay for it probably.
Yeah, through the course of our month here, it's been definitely a tricky lane. Still one of the beauties of the game, though, is the little intricacies from one lane to another and trying to figure it out and dial it in. Wow,
wow.
I mean, they were literally
amazing.
Yeah.
He's keeping his sense of humor about it, I guess, which better than I would probably do.
I'm not sure that was humorous or not.
It's a little satire maybe here.
Sarcasm.
I'm giving him credit for labeling that 10 pin every single time.
I don't think Chucky misses too many 10s. Yeah. He's definitely probably one of the higher percentages.
So, yeah.
214 max for Chuck.
214 max
Yeah.
for, right.
Still got to keep these guys on. Oh, there's a little errant shot. As we've seen in previous weeks, previous matches, a couple strange things have happened. So. Right now they're 224 pace if they stay clean. Not the easiest spare here.
This probably isn't an easy spare for him either, as straight as he's going.
Yeah, and you don't shoot this one very often. Great cover though. He did try to soften up and hook it a little bit more to get the ball across all the way down the line. Everybody likes to strike, but that was not an easy spare, and they made a great shot at it.
Wow, got that in.
It's been uncanny how even when matches look like they're run away, something happens just to keep everybody interested.
Yep.
Well, here's the kicker. If somehow, some way, this gets to a point where they have to, where Chuck has to get up on that lane and
no matter
strike
what,
out.
he has to strike. There's no two ways about it. Right now, they need to strike out just to force.
And he's tried 3 different balls and hasn't struck with any of them. So I guess what's his next shot going to be over there? That's interesting.
Wow.
Good try.
What a try.
Well, when you're a player, somebody opens up a door, they can still make these guys work. He obviously liked it off his hand because that was pretty immediate off his hand. He was thinking it was going to strike.
He had a chance, absolutely.
Yeah, Chuck still has to come up here. Double right now in the 10th will force Rob to at least get a mark. And Rob's coming off an errant shot the last time on lane 8.
Move a little bit more right.
Looked like he did, yes.
Oh.
That's pretty uncanny. Every shot, and pretty much, I mean, that was just like, I think the TV crew was just running the same shot over and over there.
Wow, I just want to see him get 10.
That'll almost be like pouring salt in the wound for Chucky right now if he strikes on this one.
It's tough, no mistakes. They bowled a clean game and put the ball in the pocket a lot, and just don't have a whole lot to show for it this game.
There it is.
That struck.
See?
Little frustration there, but you can almost understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
5 pins total,
2 shots to get 5.
2 shots to get 5.
I'm liking the Rockets' chance.
Yeah.
There it is.
There you have it. So, Rocket Rob and Justin Zimmerman will face George Skluski and Tony Dolan in the finals.
Actually, should be a great match. I think both teams actually had pretty good ball reactions. Should be a good final.
We'll be back to talk to Chuck and Fran, and then we'll get down to our final match. Be right back. Chuck, the story tells itself. You couldn't have thrown 5 better shots and all the same result. Do you want to vent or do you want to take the money and run?
Well, I can't vent, so I guess I got to take the money and run. I don't know what else to do. I moved 7 boards every time with a stronger ball, and it like a magnet. Week 10, week 10, week 10.
It's painful to watch when that happens, isn't it?
Well, Chuck threw it good. Nothing you can really do about it. You know, you're only allowed to throw it so good, and back ends were a little tighter than I was hoping they would be. But what are you going to do? I went through the same thing, so I know how he feels.
All right. Well, we're gonna take the money here and send you along your way. But it was not watching some great bowling.
Thank you very much. There you are.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, we'll be back with more bowling right after this. Our championship match features a lefty versus a lefty, a righty versus a lefty, a righty versus a righty.
Yeah, what you said.
Team Fancy Pants and Team Stripes. Our first shot by Justin on lane 7, where he bowled before, keeping that the same.
Yeah, watching the warm-ups, even from their previous matches that they won, everybody looked like they were fishing around just a little bit. Looked like the last couple of shots Justin threw kind of got himself dialed back in.
Not too bad of a shot.
No, that one actually, thought he got that a little bit further left than he probably wanted, but did manage to get it back. Always a good sign. I think when you leak it out a little bit further than anticipated, you still at least get back to the pocket.
Right. Nice start.
See if we can get through this match without missing a single pin. It's been a while. Spares have been tricky.
We're gonna make everybody stay after and shoot their single pin spares. First look at George here, back on lane 8. Ooh, did you just not catch that?
Combination, it looked like he missed it at the bottom a little bit, and he did make a ball change. And I think the combination of the miss and the change of balls together was just a miss in the wrong place.
Wow, that was shocking.
Shot. Very
Great
good.
spare. Very nice.
Just like leaving a ring 10 in the first. I don't think that's a spare you want to shoot too often.
No, not at all. Looked like he came in high in practice quite a bit, so maybe he just decided he needed to make a big change there.
Yeah, it looked like the ball used in the previous match was definitely reading lane sooner, and he was looking for something else.
Perfect.
Yay,
Tony's
Uncle
being
Tony. Got a chance to talk to Rocket real quick after their previous match and asked him what his adjustment was from last week, and definitely did say he just kind of upped his speed a little bit.
It's nice to have that tool in your arsenal.
That was a great shot.
Wow. It's kind of cool having both the lefties on 7 and both the righties on 8.
Interesting to see if there will be a little transition even in a short match like this. There will be enough shots to probably change the condition up just a little bit.
Janelle manning the Castellone Dodge Jeep Ram scoreboard. All tied up here. Spare and a strike for both teams.
Oh, that one got broken.
All right, little right, little left.
7 pin both times. I guess in a way that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That was definitely a couple boards right out of his first
It's gonna
shot.
start to feel like Chuck if this happens again.
He changed them up though. Flat 7, ring 7.
Fair.
Solid conversion. Let's see what George does after.
Our first chance for somebody to go up in this match.
Staying with the same ball.
Yeah, he's gonna
See
stick
if he
with
just
the same
executes
ball.
a little bit better. I think it was mostly an operator error on the first shot. Definitely caught that one a whole lot better. I think we all agree. Chance to go up 20 pins here with a strike for Tony. I always love trying to get it out front early. Good there.
I wonder if the two lefties, is that starting to...
It does definitely seem to be.
Didn't think they would hook that much, but...
I think that part of the lane, is definitely just starting to dry up just a little bit. You watch Justin. Justin's a little further right, a little deeper on the lane than Tony is. That's probably caused part of the problem for Tony. Yep. We've had them back and forth all month here.
Yeah, no, we've seen a lot of lead
no
shifting.
one really just wants to just take command. Right back at you.
Right back at you.
Outside of the first week's show, it's been tough for anybody to really just get on a roll.
The action will continue on Beat the Champ in just a minute.
Instant replay on Beat the Champ is brought to you by Transit Lanes and Keglers. Join us for bowling, food, and drinks.
Welcome back to Beat the Champ.
Looked like you just missed it a little bit again. Now that George has been back in town and bowling in the local area again, got to see him bowl a little bit. I will say he's got really quick feet. He's quick into the swing, quick feet and everything. Every once in a while he gets just a little bit ahead of himself.
Yeah, he took a lot of time off. He didn't bowl for quite some time.
Yeah, I think job and everything kind of got in the way for a while. It's good to see him back. He's out bowling some senior tour stuff, some senior regionals. Definitely made a move there. Oh, great shot. Did what he had to do. Took another little step right for him. Got into the oil a little bit better, made a great pitch.
Again, somebody's going to need to double here.
They're keeping it close, so nobody's running away with it.
Exactly.
So it's going to make it interesting no matter what.
Doesn't always have to be the highest of scores to keep a match interesting.
Seems like the way the lanes are now really plays to Rob because he's got the speed to make the ball hold and not have to make any kind of big move and just kind of stuff the ball in the pocket.
Seems to be, got around that one a little quick. That's the only thing for Rob right now.
Stay behind it a little
Yep.
bit more.
He stays in time. So it seems when he tries to up his speed, there is a tendency for him to get his hand around the ball a little quick. Trouble. Wow.
Well, you don't see that too often. He's pretty solid on his spares.
It's been that kind of month. It's just been another reason why the young kids work on your spares.
Safest place to be right now is on the bench because it seems like when you're on the bench, you get the lead a lot lately.
It's happened quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's a good shot there. Great shot.
There you go.
That was big. Right now, George is just trying to set up Tony for the 10th. Strike here, 2 in the 10th by Tony, and they can shut out Rob and Justin.
Nice shot.
Great shot. All right. George did his job, set up his anchor player.
Here we go.
2 strikes to win.
Last shot was a good one.
I think Tony's adjustment in the last frame, in the 8th frame, was good. I like his chances of repeating.
Oh.
Just seemed to miss that one a little bit. But a good pitch. Gave the ball a chance. And the important thing now is make your spare. Make your spare and force the other team to have to throw a double to beat you. First strike in the 10th. The way the month has been, it's kind of
No, we're going to have to sit here and watch this out. We cannot predict it.
But it's kept it fun. At least fun for us. And not so much fun for them.
Yeah.
A better shot there. Incredible how tough it's been to just get the corners out on this pair.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chuck's somewhere watching, but he's not alone on that island.
Not.
It's amazing. Some of these matches seem like someone was going to run away with it, and then they didn't in the end. Every one of them's come down to the end.
It's unusual how much this reminds me of what I've seen recently, past month or so on tour. I mean, I've seen more weird finishes with the pros this past month
Without
or so.
question. All right. Strike for the win. That one good. Really good. His last couple shots in the lane weren't his best, but that one was
There's that
pretty
double
darn
we were
good.
looking for.
Yeah. Knew someone was going to have to come up and throw a shot. And it looks like it was Rocket Man's time. Again, nothing's given here. 6 spare again.
Wow.
That had the potential.
That's enough.
There's enough. What a great,
What a
great
match.
month of shows.
180 to 176. Team Fancy Pants, Rob Piccoli and Justin Zimmerman. We'll be back to wrap this match up, give them a talking to. Well, there's a lot of great bowling you did today with not a lot of great results. We saw a lot of corner pins, a lot of spares who made you guys work really hard. But congratulations to you guys over there, Team Fancy Pants. Jack will talk to you in a minute, but you guys, well, it came down to last ball. It was going to be the first person that doubled, and I know you guys worked your butts off. Did you have a good time at least?
Absolutely, we had a great time. We have really enjoyed Lucky Lanes. So Tony and I both have TVs from here, so this place has been lucky for us.
Perfect. It's nice to see you out again, Tony.
I know, it's been a while, but I'm glad to be back, and maybe next month I'll make it out to Transit too.
All right, well, we're sorry we made you work so hard, but we had fun watching you guys bowl.
grind out there, but in the end, you guys both managed to throw a strike each to finish off the match to win. Any adjustments made there? Thoughts going into your final frames?
Yeah, I'd been moving right on this lane since ninth frame of the first game when I went high and left that split. I was just kept getting right every shot, moving in, just trying to catch a little more oil.
Yeah, I just moved left one board because I kept coming in high on the head pin a little bit to get that strike in the 10th. But hats off to Tony and George. Wouldn't want to bowl against two other people. So.
Great match, and you guys really, in that case, sucked it up, pulled out a good shot each, and managed to pull out a victory. Great showing.
All right, a little pay for these guys. They worked really hard out there.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for bowling. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
You guys as well. Thanks very much. Great to see you as always. Thank you both very much. Great having you here.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, and thanks for having us here too, Paul. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a couple minutes. We're wrapping up our month here stay at Lucky Lanes in Fredonia, and we always enjoy coming here. We had a lot of ups and downs this month, but we're always treated very well.
Yeah, and we would definitely like to send a special thank you to Paul Nosek and his whole family for being so accommodating with us at Lucky Lanes here in Fredonia. We love coming here.
And Jack, what did you feel about your first month here?
I felt I was pretty lucky to be able to sit in this month and watch some great bowling. Doesn't always have to be the high scoring of matches to provide drama. Watching these guys and how they had to navigate the lanes throughout the course of just each match was really kind of, for me as a bowler, it's always fun to watch and see what they have to do to try and accomplish what they're after.
Well, we appreciate you being here and filling in for Paul, and I'm glad we had some expert commentary, because that's when you really need it, is when the lanes are kind of tough and you see all that scoring. But next month we're going down to Transit Lanes back to Buffalo, and we hope you're going to join us. So thanks for watching Beat the Champ.